Good morning, audience. I'm Sonic, and welcome to the Sonic Stream. This is going to be an initial intro video on the basics of what this channel is and what we're trying to accomplish. First and foremost, legal disclaimers up front. I'm a service member, but this channel does not represent any national government, entity, agency, or corporation or company. I am fully representing myself and my own views. That being said, I also acknowledge that comes along with a lot of expectations as a public servant and compliance with a good amount of social media guidelines. So we're going to try to keep everything as professional as possible on this channel while engaging in things that, to be honest, more often than not fall outside of the realm of that service. Next thing I need to acknowledge is inspiration for this channel. That is a great place to start. Classic Albert Einstein's quote, "If I have seen any further, it is because I have stood upon the shoulders of giants." There have been many YouTubers who throughout my early life have inspired me. Watching channels, TikToks, Reels, the whole 9 yards, all of it has sort of been the data that's fed my generation. It's our reality, and I've consumed so much content that now I want to create it, but I want to create it like some of those who've come before me. Some inspiration I've already taken and stolen from the intro, Tobuscus. I know, a slightly controversial figure, but his lighthearted attitude and ability to engage with a audience and demographic that is perhaps slightly younger than him, in perhaps an older brother or even occasionally fatherly manner, had always inspired me. Next, PewDiePie, Feuds. It was amazing watching him grow up generally along with me as he came from being a gamer to being a husband and maybe someday in the future father. Just all of those elements of him transitioning from just a lighthearted gaming channel to eventually the realities of his life and his transition to Japan and between different countries, as well as finding love. All of it inspired me. And then MatPat. I love the logic. I love the science, game theory, film theory, food theory. All of it falls into a perfect line with my style. I like to keep things slightly intellectual, slightly academic. I hope that at a minimal, we all walk away from this learning something. Next, topics. One of the most challenging things. I actually sat down today, and the first thing I did was draft out what this channel's about. The Sonic Stream comes from a bit of a nickname for myself, along with the fact that I hope at some point to eventually dabble into streaming, live streaming, or perhaps recording things that I normally do for fun and sharing that with others that they could enjoy it as well. A few things that just initially came to mind on an initial brainstorm was electric vehicles. I drive a Tesla, my significant other drives a Tesla. Smart home tech. I have a home that is fully integrated into an Amazon ecosystem. Darn near every light in this house has been set up to somehow connect to the Wi-Fi and be remotely controlled. I'd love to share the knowledge that I've gained and the products that I've found success with and the ones that haven't worked as well for me. Then gaming. I grew up on the PlayStation, the Sega, the Game Boy, the original Xbox. And that kind of became a part of my life and recreation. And as much as there's always the negative flack and occasionally trash that the gaming community gets, I've seen a lot of benefit and positive elements. Even as I go and train other people in my profession, I find that gaming and video games and our simulations often serve to be some of the best methods for learning, interacting, and networking. So I hope to dabble into that sphere across both platform as well as potentially into the VR realm as well. Then finance. That has been a challenge and started to underpine kind of where the inspiration for this channel began to drift, in that everything we do hinges upon financial freedom and financial literacy. And it's not something that necessarily comes up a lot in school, and sometimes it can be a challenging topic and a sensitive topic to discuss. For myself, on the service member side, I found a lot of success in things like the military money manual, different types of books, audiobooks, as well as credit card hacking. There are some amazing credit cards out there that, when handled properly and safely within a set realm of smart financial guidelines, can be very beneficial. And finally, real life. The harsh reality that, yes, despite all of this channel and the fun and the things that we're going to do, I am an actual real person with an amazing wife and now a newborn son who is 3 weeks old, and as well as a dog, and all of the challenges that come in thereof between moving and living and existing and traveling. My wife absolutely loves to travel, and I love going on those adventures right along with her. The credit card hacking feeds into that as well. We'll delve into and dabble into all of that, and ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to you, the audience, of what you like and enjoy. The algorithm plays a variable and feeds into that a touch, but at the end of the day, let me know in the comments, in the DMs, in whatever medium of communication it might be. If you engage with a video, give it a like or start to subscribe. That will indicate what is ultimately feeding the channel and the audience, and I will shift and align the content to match that. Ultimately, what we're trying to accomplish is threefold here. First, build an audience. I acknowledge I don't have much of a name for myself yet. I am not yet a thought leader or known entity, but with every subscriber, with every view, with every person that shares these videos, that realm and sphere builds, and we're able to collaborate on these concepts and share the knowledge and facts that we exist with. That ultimately builds to independence. I would like to see this channel ultimately achieve some state of independence in such a manner that the things that it is doing are being funded by the income, the sponsorship, the viewership, the ad revenue, all those elements. The hard transparency is all of these things can only exist if there is incentivization and positive motivation. Otherwise, the content and the resources and the people that make this content are not available. So a lot of that's going to be fed by the support of the audience itself. And then ultimately that leads to freedom, both for myself, my family, my community, and you, the audience. I'd like to share the elements of my views and perspective on what true freedom and living life and actualization is, and have that pan over and share to all of those that have supported and viewed and enjoyed this content. So that's where we're at. To sum it all up, this is a new channel. It's going to be done in a somewhat professional and classy manner to the best of my ability, acknowledging mistakes will be made along the way, and we'll all learn from them together. We'll cover a wide range of topics, as many as I can, that'll be fed and directed by the audience, ultimately to share an element and concept that we'll delve into later of what real freedom is. Thank you so much, audience, and have a good one.